We are going live. We are live, ma'am.
Okay.
So, I welcome you all to the one-day national webinar on perspectives, applications, and opportunities of regulatory affairs in pharmaceutical sciences under the aegis of Internal Quality Assurance Cell by the Department of Pharmaceutics. So, our next session is conducted by Mrs. Gautami Patil Chandratre, who is team lead regulatory affairs specialist, Tata Elxsi, Pune, Maharashtra. The topic that ma'am would be presenting is on career opportunities in regulatory affairs. So, to tell you something about ma'am is M.Pharm from Mumbai University with a CGPA of 6.68. Ma'am has completed her B.Pharm in She also has extensive practical training experience of HPLC, GC, UV-Vis, and IR. Ma'am has additionally worked on instruments like the ultracentrifuge, the Malvern Zeta Sizer, Sonicator, and along with that, she also has experience in different softwares like Agile, Colio, Minitab, Bartender, and the SAP system. To tell you something about ma'am's work experience, ma'am is team lead regulatory affairs is a team lead regulatory affairs specialist in Tata Elxsi, Pune, Maharashtra. Ma'am has previously worked in IZEAL Healthcare, Sian Healthcare Private Limited, Glenmark Pharmaceuticals Nashik, and A Solutions Pharmaceutics Private Limited, Ambanath. About ma'am's skills and achievements, ma'am has won second prize in herbal formulation competition at the RG Sabkal College of Pharmacy, Nashik. Ma'am has also won second prize in district level elocution competition. She has participated in intra-college debate competition and has won twice in that. She has been awarded twice as a champion in table tennis and also a member of the intra-college cricket team. She has organized urban young girls for mass development of physical as well as mental fitness. She has participated in many intra-college activities like the fashion show, dance, drama, and has won many awards in them. To tell you ma'am's some project and research works, she has done a project work on nanosystems for topical drug delivery from BCP Mumbai. She has presented a project work at the Novel Drug Delivery Systems Conference held in October 2015-16 at the NMIMS University. So, ma'am, I would like to ask you to begin your talk on the topic career opportunities in regulatory affairs. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. So, yeah,
Yeah. So,
we
ma'am, your
will.
screen is visible. Yeah. You can
Sure.
start with your presentation. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I will start my presentation. So, welcome everyone for today's session. Like, what are the career actually opportunities in regulatory affairs? So, so this will be our agenda. So, what topics I'm going to cover in this presentation? So, I have included in this. Um, so like why regulatory affairs matters, then what is the diverse career path, then what are the skills required for it, then educations, qualifications, job market insights, and so on. So there's all topics I'll be covering in today's presentation. So actually why regulatory affairs actually matters, you must have gone through the like previous topics as well from other speakers as well, like what is regulatory affairs, and so I'm not going to waste your time in that. So we will directly go into a topic. So regulatory affairs serve as a bridge between the pharmaceutical industry and the government regulation, ensuring the safety and efficacy of the medications. Okay, so regulatory affairs, so we have various notified bodies. Okay, so in if we want to register our medical device or our drug into the US FDA, so like in US, so we have the US FDA. So if you want to register our medical device or our drug into the Europe market, so we have a EU MDR. Okay, so and then if we want to register our product in specifically for the Britain, then we do have like in the UK. So we have a different new regulation, that is the UKCA, that is the UK conformity assessment. So these, and for the rest of the world as well, that Asia market is there, other rest of the world market is there. So in different like Latam, for Sri Lanka, for Israel, for Brazil. So we do have their specific notified bodies. So what regulatory affairs does, so it is the bridge between the manufacturers and the those government regulations. Okay, so what we do is, so as per that country specific requirements, we do prepare our documentation and we submit into that country, and we say, okay, my device, my drug is safe to use. Now please give me the approval so that I can sell my drug, my device into your country. Okay, so this is what actually the regulatory affair people do. Okay, so these professionals in the field play a very critical role in compliance, ethical standards, and protecting public health. So this discipline is vital for maintaining trust in pharmaceuticals through the rigorous approval processes, and it has an impact at every stage of products life cycle, from research to the post market surveillance. So see, it's not always necessary to sell the new drug or the new device into your country. But if the manufacturer is from India and he wants to sell his product in the US, so what he will do, so he needs to prove his safety and efficacy to that country. Okay, so this is the data of my device or my drug. So okay, so there's all the studies I have done for my drug or for my device, and this is all the documentation. So these notified bodies, they give some standard guidelines how we need to submit our device or our drug into their market. So as per those guidelines, so 21 CFR 820 is the US guidelines, US FDA's guidelines. So according to that, we need to submit our dossier. Okay, so in dossier, what it contains, so all the life cycle of our product, and how our device is safe, how much performance test we have done, then what is the design of that product. So everything is included in our dossier, and that dossier we have to submit in that country. Okay, and that preparation of that dossier, that preparation is prepared by, I mean, that dossier is prepared by the regulatory affairs specialists. Okay, those authors, they make all those dossiers. Okay, so in this field we have a very much significant opportunities, because there are many countries in the world. Okay, so according to country, the regulations and the guidelines are different. So if we get good skill sets, then we are good to go in this career. Okay, so it has a very diverse career paths. Okay, so regulatory affairs professionals have the diverse roles, including regulatory manager, compliance officers, quality assurance specialist. Then opportunities are in the pharmaceutical, biotechnology, medical device, and more. So all these three industries requires the regulatory affairs specialist. So see, for the medical device, the guidelines are little different. It's not that if we have graduated or post graduated in the pharma background and we don't know anything about the medical device. No, so if we get to know, if we know the proper guidelines for any specific countries for that device and everything, then our pharma people as well can do a very good career in the medical device regulatory affairs career as well. So, and that each role requires a very unique blend of skills, including scientific knowledge and regulatory expertise. So, with right experience, professionals can climb the ladder to the sensor positions and decision making roles. Okay. Then what are the skills required for this regulatory affairs? So we should know the what are the current market trends, then what are the regulations. So if we in our pharma curriculum, so we do learn about this regulatory affairs. Okay, so when I was pursuing my graduation, like B Farm and M Farm degree, that time only I have decided. So this regulatory affairs fascinated me a lot. So I have decided, okay, I want to do career in this only. So what I did is I start reading all the regulatory affairs related, all the regulations. So okay, what are all the markets, like okay, European market is different, US market is different, rest of the world ROW market is different. So according to the countries, the regulations are different. So try to learn all those regulations from the website. So we have all the information available on the internet. Okay, you can go on the website, USFDA website, you can go on the EUMDR website, you can go on the UKCA website. So what are the guidelines for submitting any drug? So we should learn all these things. So every day, maybe not every day, but every month, every year, they are changing their guidelines. They for the safety and the efficacy of drug and the device, they do some changes, like okay, sometimes they do some stringent rules. So uh, we need to be updated by reading all these things. Okay, so we should and for that we should have a strong written and verbal communication. Okay, so we need to deal with the FDA people, we need to deal with the manufacturers, we need to deal with the whole team. Like the design team is different, the development team is different, and design transfer team is different. So when you will get into the industry, you will get to know what all these departments are. So design team works on the only design perspective, like so in case of medical device, so what parts needs to be developed, what will be the packaging, what will be the label, then what will be the colors which we need to use. And in the pharma as well, so what will be the type of formulation we are going to use, like we are going to make a tablet, or are we going to make a syrup? So for that syrup, so which all are the approved colors, indicators we need to use, what are the approved raw materials we need to use. And then so for particular drug or for the particular things, FDA gives us that, okay, so for this so and so tablet, we need to use only these fillers, we need to use only these colors. You might have gone through this. Okay, and for that, okay, so packaging is which packaging is applied and which is approved packagings. So all those guidelines and all those regulations are given on the various notified bodies, okay, like USFDA, Europe, and the ROW. So so for that purpose, we should have a strong written and very verbal communication, because we need to understand their language as well. Okay, so sometimes if we say Israel, if we are dealing with some Israel country, okay, they don't know our language. So so they are not much familiar with the English as well. So at that time, a translator is available with us. But for that, we should be having a good English communication, and the verbal communication skills we should have. Then only we can deal with those persons. So we need to focus on that as well while pursuing the regulatory affair careers. And we should be having the problem solving mindset. Okay, so sometimes what happens is, like they say, see our so I'll say one example. So as I'm working in the medical device industry, so in medical devices we have a classes. Okay, so if we say, for example, we go with the USFDA, so we have the class 1, class 2, and the class 3. So class 1 devices are like a simple devices, like OTC device, like gloves, surgical gloves, kind of devices. Then class 2 are little critical, like X-ray machines, so then sterilizers. So whatever we instruments we use, so for them, the sterilizer, we for the pouch or for the tray, we need to sterilize those before, and then only we can keep our medical device in that. Okay, and then class 3 devices, those are the implants. Okay, so like bone implants, then cardiac implants are there, many orthopedic implants are there. So those are directly going into our body, so the criticality is more. So uh, according to these classes, we need to submit our dossier. Okay, so as per for the class ones, we have like very we don't have much, we don't need to submit much data, because it is OTC product and it doesn't have that much contact with patient body. Like inside the patient's body, the contact is very less. Okay, so those are considered as a class 1 devices. So So accordingly, how we should have the problem solving skills. Okay, so some manufacturer has given us, okay, this is my device, and now tell me what will be the class of the device, and what will be the regulations we need to follow. So we need to think on it. Okay, so okay, this is the medical device, and now what is the criticality. So we need to interact with the design team, we need to interact with the biocom team. Like biocompatibility is like one of the important factor while considering all the like class of the device. So we need to communicate with all these peoples, we need to get the info. Okay, so okay, this is the criticality, this is the patient contact, so how much that device part is how much getting contacted with the patient. So based on all these things, we need to, as a regulatory affair person, we need to we need to make a strategy. Okay, so this is our device, so this will be the class, then all these regulations will be applicable to our product. So all these things we need to decide. So it is the responsibility of that regulatory affairs person to decide all these things. So we have a very key and very important role in our industry. Okay, so let's go to the next. Okay, so let's get to the education and the qualification. So, as I said, most regulatory affairs persons require a degree of pharmacy, or the biomedical engineers. They also work in the medical device industries in the regulatory affairs. As biomedical engineers, they have a more knowledge of medical devices, so they work. But our pharma people, they can work in various industries like chemical industries, biomedical industries, biotechnological industries, pharma industries are there. Then as a pharma, we have that advantage that we can work in various industries. So then like we can do the different certifications as well. So like regulatory affairs certifications are there, there are various courses are there. So I have covered that things in next slides as well. And as I said, in the job market insights, that as a regulatory professional, we are in a very demand. Okay, because as we grow, as we develop our skills, as we develop ourselves, that okay, we know this US guidelines, EU MDR guidelines, ROW guidelines. So in the mm, various institutes provides various courses, so we can work as a BSI auditor. Then BSI is a notified body uh, which works in the Europe. Okay, so I am a USFDA authorized regulatory affair person. So there are various kinds of these courses as available, and if we get certified by those courses, we it's a advantage for us when we enter in the actual pharma or the med device industry. So, what are the impact on patient safety? So, as I said, like we play a very vital role ensuring that our drug or our device is very safe and effective. Okay, so because we are responsible for deciding all the strategy, and we are the people who signs every document which is going to be submitted in the FDA. Okay, so we play a very important role in case of patient and safety. So we do have a global career opportunities as well. So we can work in any of the countries. Okay, so according to like any country specification, as I said, if you are a certified person for that particular country, if you are a BSI auditor, or if you are, so it plays a along with your degrees. Okay, your degree plus your post graduation plus your certification, um, combinedly it gives a good weightage when you work outside your country. Okay, so uh, so let's get to the what roles we get after the once we are done with our education. Okay, so like B farm or the M farm maybe. See, when we do PG, so it gives it gives more advantage while pursuing your career in the industry. Okay, I'm not saying that you must have your PGs. UG people also can have the opportunities. And but comparatively, PG people, they get more opportunities in the industries. Okay, so regulatory affairs specialist, so it is not about like company to company the position matters, it differs, sorry, company to company the position differs. So if you are a regulatory specialist, then what will be the role? So role will be, the in many companies it is a entry level position. Okay, so what that person has to do, like he needs to do and prepare the regulatory documents. So like if you are submitting in the US FDA market, then they have their various forms are there, so we need to fill all those information, like what is our product, what is our drug, so all those information we need to add in those forms. Okay, and we need to compile all the documentation. So there is a one dossier is there, so in that what is your drug, what is your safety efficacy data, biocompatibility data, bioequivalence data, or what all tests you have performed on your drug. So everything you need to document it, and those document compilation that regulatory special affairs specialists do. Okay, and what are the skills required? As I said, like we should know the regulatory guidelines and strong attention to detail and the excellent communication skills. So then regulatory affairs consultants. Okay, so once so this role is like, once you have completed your some amount of years in the industry. Okay, maybe in the pharma industry or in the medical device industry. So say for example 20 plus years you have done with the industry, then you can separately work as a regulatory affairs consultant. These consultants, what they do, they go in the industries, maybe small scale industry, medium scale industries. They do this, whatever they have done in their career path, in their 20 years of industrial experience, they share that knowledge with that small or medium scale industries. Okay, so the same way how they do in their own company, they just do, we all know what are the consultants. So same, this regulatory affair consultants, they do. Okay, so they provide expert advice to the pharmaceutical companies on the regulatory strategies, compliance, submissions, and they work independently as a part of consulting firm. Okay, and the skill set, as I said, like we should have extensive regulatory knowledge, then strategic thinking, problem solving skills, and often experience across multiple regions or the markets. So that person, when that consultant can work, when he have when he will be having the experience of like rest of the world, USFDA, Europe, all kind of experience if he has, then he can work as a consultant. Okay, then regulatory compliance of your officer, then compliance officers ensure that all the operations within the company adhere to the regulatory standards. This includes auditing process, conducting inspections, and implementing the corrective actions. Okay, so as you know, when we submit our drug or our device into the country, so there is a these notified body people, what they do, so they come for the audit, they check whatever data we have submitted is correct or not. And if they find something, okay, for this particular area we need some improvements. Okay, you okay, this is your set system, we are fine with it, but we think that it should be like this according to our guidelines. They give suggestions, they give points to our company. So what we need to do, so so this regulatory compliance officer, what they do, they take all those points, they go through some change control procedures, they do some corrective actions. Kappa we say in our industry. So kappa is corrective action and preventive action. Okay, so through those kappa, so in industry you must have heard of it. So we cannot do okay, what we do in our journals, we open the journal, okay, this practical we have written wrong, we just tear the page or we just rub it and we write a new that procedure or anything. Okay, but in the company that is not allowed, so we need to go through a certain procedure. Okay, so there is a that procedure is called as a change control procedure, so we need to fill that form. Okay, so for say example, if we are making uh, some tablet or say some liquid, okay, and we need to change the packaging of that bottle, okay. We have got some complaints, or maybe we have got some complaints from the market that okay, this is because of this packaging we are not able to see how much liquid is filled, or how much it is been consumed, okay. So we need something changes, so something like that. It's just for example I'm saying. So if we need to do that change, then we need to go through some change control procedures, okay. So we need to fill that form, okay. In that form we have that um, some details like okay, so for which product we are changing, why we are changing, what are the complaints we have received, and what those changes will affect, those changes will affect on which areas. So all these things have to the decision who will take the decision will be taken by regulatory compliance officer. So this is a very big role they are playing in the industry, okay. So for that skills are required are analytical skills, then regulatory knowledge, attention to details, experience in quality assurance. So quality assurance we all know it is the same for pharma and medical devices. We know that we need to assure that okay, whatever raw materials, whatever packaging materials we are using, those are up to date, those are safe. So this is the role of that quality assurance people. Then regulatory submission coordinator, okay. So what is his role is the coordinators manage the preparation, review and submission of documents required for regulatory affairs. This role often involves coordinating between different departments and the external stakeholders. So this regulatory submission coordinator is as I said, so we need to coordinate between different departments as well as the external stakeholders, okay. So in the industry there are multiple vendors are there, okay. So from one vendor we take raw material, from one vendor we take the packaging materials, from one vendor we take some additives, some and so that regulatory submission coordinator, he needs to be assured that okay, whatever we have given the specification, according to that specification we should receive the material, okay. So that is the role of that regulatory submission coordinator. So the skills required are like organizational skills, then the knowledge of submission process and strong communication abilities. So one type of regulatory submission coordinator is also like who is the coordinator between the notified body and the industry, okay. So what they do is, so whatever questions or whatever queries when we submit any dossier, okay. So that it is not like that okay, everything is smooth and 100% okay as we have submitted and we got the approval and we are selling our drug or the product in the market. So it is not like that. So we receive the queries, okay, as you have provided this data, so we have all these queries. So where is this document, how is your procedure, what you do in the industry for following all these things. So they send a set of queries. So what that regulatory coordinators do, they resolve those queries. They go with multiple departments, they check okay, we are following this and that, and they prepare some documents and then again they submit to the notified body. So all this NB coordination is also one of the major area in the industry currently. So we do have a very good career in that as well, okay. Then the labeling specialist. So we know, okay, whatever drug or product we sell, we have a label on it, okay. So in that label we know you have prepared many labels in your first year, second year, third year, okay, in the pharmaceutics. So we write RX, then we write the name of the product and what are the contents and the quantity, everything, then manufactured by, expire, who has been manufactured, what is the manufacturing date, expiry date, okay. So all these things we have to mention in our label, okay. So so that label also has some guidelines, okay. So we have the standard, that is the worldwide standard ISO 15223, that is the labeling standard which we follow for creating the labels in the industry. So our label has to be designed according to that, okay. Which symbols will go on the labels, you must have seen the GTI numbers, then the some barcode is there on the label. So all those things have given by the like by various countries, that okay, this should be there, this symbol should be there. So everything we need to, as a regulatory affairs specialist, as a labeling specialist, we need to check all these things, and all only and those things only will go on the labels. So this is again a good option if you are looking for. So every product, every device has its own particular specific label, so that is also a good career option for you. So you can if you will create the labels, then it has a various softwares like bartender is there, so through that bartender we can create our labels. So if you get a chance to learn that bartender software before entering into the industry, that is the plus point you have. So there are like labeling specialists, so we have a very good opportunities in that as well. Okay, then the regulatory affair director. So here director, as I already mentioned, so the company to company, this positions matters. Okay, so here I have just considered a general term as a director. Okay, so it is a senior level position responsible for overseeing the entire regulatory affairs departments within a company. So directors set the regulatory strategies, manages team, and are the primary point of contact with the regulatory agency. See, industry has a various products. Okay, it's not that only one product, one tablet, one syrup, one lotion, and it's not like that. They have a multiple n number of products are there. So various teams are there, and in various teams, hierarchy is there, right? So regulatory affair director is the head of that regulatory department. Okay, so he needs to check for all kind of products. So once you have a good experience, good amount of experience in working in the low hierarchy, then you can go to the higher level hierarchy, that is regulatory affairs director. Then regulatory affairs intelligence analyst. So analysts track changes in regulatory requirements and assesses their impact on company products and strategies. They provide insights and guidance to the regulatory team to ensure compliance with emerging regulations. And skills are required are research, analytical thinking, problem solving, read all the changes, what are the regulation changes are happening in the world, in the market. So we need to be up to date with this knowledge. We need to go on USFDA website, EUMDA website, for India CDSCO websites. So what are the rules? So for taking some license, for taking some approvals, what things uh, uh, we need to taken care of. So all this information is given on the this regulatory websites. So you keep on reading those. Then regulatory CMC, that is chemistry manufacturing control specialist. So that specializes in the regulatory aspects of the manufacturing process, ensuring that products are produced consistently and meet the regulatory standards before being released to the markets, the same as I've explained. So skills required are like in-depth knowledge of manufacturing process, regulatory guidelines, and the quality controls. Then comes a clinical regulatory affairs associate. So focuses on the regulatory requirements of clinical trials, ensuring the study protocols, informed consent forms, and other documents meet regulatory standards. This role is critical in drug development process. So so once we know what are the phases of clinical trials. Okay, the phase 3 and phase 4 is the most critical phases of clinical trials. So phase 4 is the post market surveillance. Okay, so once our product has been marketed, then what are the complaints, or what are the effects of that drug is doing on the human body. Okay, so all those, if we see some particular people are using that drug, and after continuous using of 2 or 3 years, maybe we'll get a one case or two cases of example. Okay, they may be allergic to some kind of additives which we have used, some kind of colors which we have used in our formulation. So all those complaints they register on the website, and then uh, as a regulatory affairs associate, what we do is we check that complaints. Okay, so this is the thing, and then other processes we do. Okay, and we need to compile all those complaints, okay, as a clinical regulatory affairs associate. So in med device industry, there is a separate department, it's called as PMS, that is post market surveillance department. So what they do is they collect all the clinical related data and they compile everything and they provide that all data to the the regulatory bodies like USFDA, EUMDR, and the UKCA and the ROW market. So that team, what they do, they collect all the data related to our drug and the product, and they so it is so now nowadays, earlier it was not mandatory to provide that data, but from the year, so when that MDD to MDR transition has been done for the Europe market specifically, I'm saying, so now they it is become mandatory to provide this post market surveillance data. So once your product has been delivered, marketed uh, in the country or in the world, then you need to collect all that data. So and we as a clinical regulatory affairs associate, we need to submit that data to the notified bodies. So these all were the regulatory affairs related roles I have explained you. And so as I said, like what others education and certifications we can do in the specifically for the regulatory affairs. So that is regulatory affairs certification course is there. Then we can do the masters in regulatory affairs. So some people they do the diploma as well in that, and we can take a certifications in GMP, that is the good manufacturing practices. And the industry, as I have already told you, so in various industries we get that opportunities like pharma companies, biotech firms, med device companies, government agencies like FDA, EMA. So we, you know, that there is a drug controller is there. So those kind of opportunities are also there. Then some contract research organizations are there, and consulting firms, as I said, like regulatory affairs consultants. So all these opportunities we have in the regulatory affairs. So, what are the challenges in the field? So, while rewarding, the regulatory landscape is constantly changing and presenting various challenges. So, staying updated is the key. Okay, you need to be updated. So, what are the changes going in the market? What are the changes going in the regulation? We should be up to date, okay, with the new regulations and the guidelines. Then, professionals often face tight deadlines and pressure in ensuring the compliance for the product launches. See, we need to run the company, right? So it's not that we are taking 2 years 3 years for just submitting our product and just creating all the guidelines and making the strategies. So we have that pressure, okay, within the stipulated timeline we need to submit our data, because unless until we don't submit our data, our product cannot be marketed in the we cannot market our product, okay, so that will be the company's loss. So we do have a pressures, okay, we have a deadline somewhat, but that are all these things are manageable if we do everything with the consistency and with the proper discipline and using our skill sets, our knowledge, we can do those things, okay. But somewhat for entering the into this career as a new joinee, so somewhat we can feel that pressure, but that can be handled, okay. So these all the challenges we feel. Then what is the future? So as I told you, it we have a very bright futures because the regulatory affairs field is a very unique and very dynamic, as every company needs a regulatory affairs specialist, because companies they need all the regulation guidelines from that person, and then only they can submit their products into the various markets like US, UK, and ROW with their guidance. Okay, so so regulatory affairs has a very good future. So we can collaboration with the global partners will enhance the efficiency of regulatory process. Then sustainability in drug development and regulation will become increasingly important, and this embarrassing these trends will position professional as leaders in the field. So uh, any questions? Any questions? Does anybody have any questions? So actually, I'm not able to hear if anybody is asking something.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your presentation. Just give me a minute, ma'am. We are experiencing some network-related issues.
Okay,
Just a minute. Yeah.
sure, sure.
Okay, ma'am. If anyone has any questions, they can post it in the chat box. Okay, ma'am. So I don't think there are any questions.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute.
yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Yes.
You explained it extremely nicely because I am very sure that most of our students and many of the professionals want to pursue a career in regulatory affairs. And your presentation was extremely helpful. The way you explained about all the different career opportunities and different roles that the industry offers for regulatory affairs. I am very sure it was very helpful to all our participants, and I'd like to thank you very much for that. So, ma'am, I would like you to accept this virtual token of appreciation for your lecture today. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Special thanks to Shinkar sir and Unmesh Bhamre for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Just a second.
Sure.
Okay, so I'd like to present the vote of thanks for today's webinar. I would like, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone who was here to attend the webinar and who posted their questions and everything. Ma'am, there's actually one question in the chat box, like at this minute. Can I take it right now?
Yeah, sure, you can. I am not able to see it.
Yeah. So you'd be able to see it right now. So Anuradha Malode asks, ma'am, what are the views on having an advisory team for the regulatory approval?
Uh, Advisory team. So before having the advisory team, you should have the good knowledge of all the regulations. Okay, so for any particular, as I explained in my presentation, that okay, for it is like particular related to the country. So if we are submitting our product into the US market, then we should have a knowledge, okay, for what are the regulations and guidelines of that US market, and then only then we can advise. Okay, we, first as a regulatory affairs person, we should have that knowledge, and then only we can advise on that.
Okay,
I
so
hope
I hope,
you have.
yeah, yes. You explained it nicely, ma'am. Yes. I'd like to propose the vote of thanks right now. So, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. And as like I said, that this webinar has been extremely useful for everyone, and I would like to thank all the participants who have been a part of this webinar. And First of all, we started with Dr. John D'Souza, sir, who is the principal of SYB's Bombay Institute of Pharmacy and Research, Dombivli. He delivered the topic. He delivered the talk on regulatory compliance, a complex but essential component in the pharmaceutical industry. Then now, Mrs. Gautami Patil Chandratre, ma'am, who is a team lead regulatory affairs specialist, and she delivered a talk on career opportunities in regulatory affairs. And I would especially like to thank our Honorable Dr. Mrs. Dipti Deshpande Madam, who is Secretary of Gokul Education Society, for her unwavering and persisting support in the conduct of this webinar properly. And along with that, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our Honorable beloved Shri Shailesh Gosavi sir, who is the Establishment Director of Gokul Education Society, the backbone of our institution, for his everlasting guidance and his moral support. And a special thanks to the captain of our ship at Sir Dr. M.S. Gosavi College of Pharmaceutical Education Research, our beloved Principal S.V. Amrutkar sir, for his encouragement and motivation to arrange such different events. And I would extend my gratitude to Dr. Prashant L. Pingle sir, who is the Vice President of our college and IQAC in charge, for his guidance and support to make this webinar successful. Finally, my deep sense of thanks and appreciation to all the participants who were live with us and attended this webinar with great enthusiasm and success, and made it a great success. Last but not the least, I would like to thank the organizing team for working hard for the past few days to make this webinar successful. Thank you everyone once again for making this a great success, and have a wonderful day ahead. We'll be planning the next webinar for the month of September on the 28th of September 2024. So we'll see you then. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.